York price $23,000, but Guangzhou price $600.
Recognize this style, this bag? Of course you do. For the past more than 30 years, we have been OEM factory for most of the luxury brands around the world. Gucci, Prada, Coach, Louis Vuitton.
Today's show about luxury bags carefully handcrafted in China. Turns out your quote-unquote made in Italy luxury handbag might have more ties to Chinese factories than to Tuscany. Thanks to viral TikToks from Chinese factory workers, the internet is now in a frenzy.
We've all seen it, the iconic Birkin bag, resting like a prize on the arms of celebrities, billionaires, and the ultra-wealthy. It stands as the pinnacle of luxury, more a symbol of status than a simple accessory. Its price? Around $40,000 if you're fortunate enough to even get one. We've been sold a dream. Elegant, handcrafted masterpieces created by expert artisans in the sunlit ateliers of France. But what if that dream isn't entirely real? A recent revelation took the internet by storm, delivering a truth so startling it could make you rethink everything you believed about high-end fashion. According to a now viral video, the story behind these luxury bags is far murkier than we imagined. The Birkin bag, once hailed as the crown jewel of fashion, may not be the handcrafted French masterpiece we've been led to believe. In fact, most of its production reportedly happens not in the romantic streets of Paris, but in factories across China. Yes, what is meant to symbolize elite French craftsmanship may actually be produced in Chinese facilities, assembled at a fraction of the cost, then shipped to Europe and rebranded before ending up on boutique shelves with jaw-dropping price tags. The Exposé has rocked the luxury fashion industry. Consumers are now asking, if these bags are being manufactured in China, why are we paying such exorbitant prices? And more critically, why has Hermès kept this hidden for so long? Hate to break it to you, but it's time we unpack the truth. The video that ignited this controversy came from a Chinese manufacturer who allegedly grew tired of Hermès' narrative and decided to reveal the facts. He claimed that the materials Hermès proudly highlights, like the leather, thread, and hardware, aren't as exclusive as the brand suggests. Instead, these components are sourced globally, and the assembly takes place in China, all at significantly reduced costs. Let's start with the leather. Hermès has long stated it uses only the finest hides from premier suppliers in Italy, France, and Germany. These include MTI in Italy, Weinheimer in Germany, and a third unnamed French supplier, all known for top-tier leather production. Each hide can cost up to $450. Luxurious, right? But here's the twist. While the leather is high quality, it's not solely handled by French artisans. According to these Chinese manufacturers, the same premium leather is shipped to China, where the bags are assembled before making their way to European markets. Then there's the thread, the element that literally holds it all together. Hermès uses a high-end thread called fil à linéa, sourced from France. It's praised for its strength, durability, and luxury, costing about $25 per bag. The hardware is no exception. Made from 316 stainless steel, often referred to as marine grade for its resistance to rust and corrosion, it's definitely premium material. There's no doubt the components are top-notch.
Birkin bag at Hermès boutique will cost you 38,000 USD. But what is the real cost out of the factory? Today, I'm going to break it down in front of you step by step. First thing first, Hermès only use the leathers from the 3 top-level suppliers. One is called Nuti from Italy. The second is Weinheimer from Germany, and the third is Halts from France. One piece of Togo leather, the same leather as this one, will cost 450 USD. And one piece of the leather is only enough to make one Birkin, okay? And next, the thread. And of course, for Hermès Birkin, the thread is also the best top level. It's called fil à chinois from France. This is actually the Rolls Royce in thread. For each bag, the cost is 25 USD. And then the hardware. See, this hardware is called 316 hardware. It's also known as the ocean stainless steel because it can withstand the erosion of seawater. It's the best stainless steel. For one piece of bag, the hardware will cost 150 USD. The edge oil. This edge oil is imported from Italy. It's called heat seal edge oil. For each bag, it will cost 50 USD. The interior lining, it used lambskin imported from France. For each bag, the cost will be 100 USD. And also inside, there is a zipper from Riri brand. And the zipper for one bag is 10 USD. And then the cost of human resource. The French artisans is much more expensive than Chinese artisans. To finish one bag, the human resource cost will be 600 USD. The package, now this is not that expensive, it's 10 USD. So now to sum those up, the total cost will be 1,400 USD for one Birkin out of factory. But why Hermès will charge you 38,000 USD for one bag? That's because more than 90% of the price is paid for its logo. But if you do not care about the logo, you just want the same quality, same material, you can just buy from us. Because for our bags, we use exactly the same material, same leather, same hardware, same edge oil. The only difference is one, we don't have the logo, so we don't have to pay so much amount of money just for that logo. And second, our human resource is much cheaper. This is why this bag from our factory only costs you 1,000 USD. But even better quality and craftsmanship.
But here's the real twist. Despite what Hermès wants us to believe, all these premium materials are reportedly being assembled in Chinese factories, not in France. According to the Chinese manufacturer in the viral video, while Hermès markets the Birkin as a product of exquisite French craftsmanship, most of the actual work is being done far from the romantic streets of Paris. These bags, which sell for tens of thousands of dollars, are allegedly being produced at a fraction of the cost in Chinese facilities. And this whole Hermès Birkin controversy has completely blown up online. Social media is buzzing and people are seriously losing it. Everywhere you look, folks are calling out the brand. Many feel deceived, and rightfully so. If these bags are really being made in China, how can Hermès justify charging nearly $40,000 for one? It forces you to stop and ask, are we truly paying for quality, or are we just buying into a carefully constructed illusion? And it gets even more intense. Some people are downright furious, accusing Hermès of misleading consumers. Others are skeptical, brushing off the claims as falsehoods, calling the story a fabrication, saying the Chinese manufacturer made it all up. But there's another perspective too. Some argue that it's not about the bag itself, but the brand name. And that's where the debate starts. If you can get an identical bag made in China for a fraction of the cost, what exactly are you paying for? At that point, it seems like people are buying into the brand's image, not the product itself. And it's not just everyday consumers who are fired up fashion experts and insiders have entered the chat as well. Some are defending Hermès, claiming that even if the bags are assembled in China, the quality and craftsmanship remain exceptional. Others, however, are calling for serious change in the luxury industry. They're pointing out a pattern. Brands like Hermès and Louis Vuitton build their reputations on the allure of ultra-luxury, but much of their production is happening in countries with significantly lower labor costs. It feels off, doesn't it? And here's the kicker. It's not just Hermès. Big names like Gucci, Prada, and even Louis Vuitton are reportedly manufacturing large portions of their products in China too. And get this, according to one source, more than 80% of all luxury brand items are produced in China. Yet these brands aren't exactly being transparent about it.
Brands around the world, Gucci, Prada, Coach, Louis Vuitton, you name it. But for this, I am not proud because we were only making our wages.
Louis Vuitton and Chanel will hate me if I tell you this, revealing the secret behind big brand. Let's go! Hang Long from Singapore, or Odin rugs for their lambskin from France. Tannery Halts, Italian tannery, Fight. Labri Tecna from Italy. Guess where I found all those secret suppliers? All in APLF.
But honestly, this kind of turns the entire luxury industry on its head. You know how made in France or made in Italy used to mean something special? For years, those labels were seen as a mark of prestige. Now, it's starting to feel more like a clever marketing tactic than a true badge of honor. To be clear, I'm not saying these bags are suddenly terrible or that they've lost their quality. They're still well made, but it's wild to think that these luxury brands that have built their entire identity on exclusivity, craftsmanship, and heritage, might actually be producing their goods in factories far removed from the story they're selling us. And that raises a serious question. What does that mean for their entire business model? It's a big deal, don't you think? People aren't just blindly buying the hype anymore. They want answers. Some even want their money back. Because if you're spending thousands or tens of thousands on a luxury item, you deserve to know where that money is really going. Are we paying for genuine craftsmanship rooted in tradition? Or are we just paying for a logo slapped on something mass-produced in a factory, like everything else?